Let me tell you something, and you might laugh, or you might just shake your head and say, man, only in this neighborhood. But I swear, there are mornings you wake up thinking it's just going to be another day cut the grass, grumble about the heat, hope you don't run into your mom's latest attempt at community bonding, and then, somehow, your life takes a detour right through someone else's front yard. That was me, that one sticky summer morning, sweating bullets behind my dad's rusty old mower, watching the sunrise burn away what little motivation I had. And then, there she was, Linda from the Maple House, her voice soft and calm, floating over the fence like she was asking me to do something heroic, not just peek at her broken lawnmower. You know what I mean? Everyone in the neighborhood called her Linda, and there was this strange, tired beauty about her, elegant, but with the kind of sadness that makes you wonder what she's seen in her life. So there I am, standing like a total dork, hands still greasy, and she offers me lemonade, a shy smile that's way more real than I expected. I say, sure, I'll help after I finish up here. And next thing I know, I'm kneeling by her mower in her magazine-perfect backyard, pretending I actually know how to fix things. The truth is, I didn't care if I could fix IT. I just liked the way she talked, the way the air smelled like mint and hope. She laughed at my dumb joke about things getting old, and I realized, wow, this is the first real laugh I've heard from her. Then she goes, come inside, the tools are in there, I'd like to talk. And I'm thinking, okay, this is either going to be the weirdest or most interesting part of my summer. Inside, her house felt like a memory soft, full of quiet, pictures of someone she used to be, books everywhere, a little chaos, but the safe kind. And just as I'm taking it all in, Linda walks in wearing Mickey Mouse pajamas. I nearly died. I mean, what do you say? Nice pajamas? Apparently, yes, because she actually laughed, not embarrassed, just honest. We ended up sitting in her kitchen, drinking tea she swore would cure loneliness, and for a moment, I believed her. She told me about her son, how he'd left 5 years ago, sending postcard from nowhere, and for the first time, I saw how deep her loneliness ran. She looked at me while I looked and said, you're not lonely, you're just real. I told her she should be a writer, not a lawn guy. That's how easy it was to laugh with her. After tea, she showed me the tools, and I spent half the day out there, the sun burning, YouTube failing me, and the mower refusing to do anything but mock me. Time passed, sweat poured, and eventually my mom shows up, tray of pastries in hand, looking at me like I'm some stray cat. What are you doing here? She asks, and before I can answer, Linda invites her in for tea and lemon bars. Now, my mom isn't the type to turn down baked goods or gossip, so when she comes and suddenly it's 3 of us around the table, talking about old block parties, laughing at disasters, and for a while I watched 2 women so different but both strong in their own way make something ordinary feel special. That night, walking home under the star, my mom actually says, you did a good thing today. Maybe you should keep stopping by. She's a good woman. I knew she was right, but I didn't expect how much I want to go back. Next morning, I finished our lawn, then grabbed the squeaky old mower and headed across the street. Linda opened the door in a robe with cartoon cats, smiled like the world wasn't so bad, and we fell into this easy rhythm mowing, her making tea, both of us pretending things weren't changing. There were awkward moments. Twice I accidentally caught her in pajamas. Twice she laughed it off, and with every cup of tea, every story, I saw more of her. The real her. She told me about her rough 20s, working 3 jobs, eating noodles, and wearing the same 3 shirts. I couldn't imagine it, but her eyes said it was all true. Days turned into dinners, grilled chicken, mashed potatoes, the kind of meals you don't forget. She tried to pay me, but I wouldn't take it. Feed me and mentor me. I joked. She hugged me, kissed my cheek, and just like that, life felt a little less simple. That's when things got weird. My mom saw us Linda's hug, the kiss on the cheek, and you know how moms get, especially when they see something they don't understand. There were questions, lots of them, and then my dad got involved. Sitting in the kitchen late at night, he told me that Linda had a reputation, that he'd helped her once, and it almost wrecked our family. He said, she knows how to catch people in her web. I thought he was being dramatic, but suddenly all those strange silences at home made sense. My mind ran, wild was this awesome pattern? Was I just another fool? That night, I barely slept, replaying every look, every word. Saturday came, and I found myself fixing her fence, but the moment felt heavier. Inside, Linda invited me for tea, and everything was a little softer, a little more careful. She was radiant confident, not the sad widow everyone whispered about. And then she gave me this look, deliberate, charged. For a second, it was like we were the only two people in the world. When the phone rang, it was my dad, needing help. As I left, Linda hugged me again, and I realized I'd stumbled into something bigger than myself. I worked with my dad that afternoon, but my mind was somewhere else. I pressed him about Linda, and he finally admitted there was a night, years ago, when he and Linda got too close. Nothing happened. Not really, but enough for my mom to notice, enough to leave a crack that never healed. He told me, "Don't confuse attention for love." I hated hearing that. I hated that he wasn't perfect. I hated that I wasn't sure who to believe. A whole week passed. I avoided Linda, avoided my dad, avoided the truth. But you can't hide forever. My mom asked me to help Linda clean her garage, said she couldn't say no to a woman who went through cancer. So I went. We worked side by side, both silent, both hurting. When we finally talked, Linda told me the truth about her and my dad. Not an affair, just two broken people reaching out for comfort. She said, what happened was human, not evil, just a mistake. I didn't know how to process that, but for the first time, I didn't feel angry. I felt grown. After that, things changed. I stopped mowing her lawn, but sometimes we'd see each other across the yard, just a nod, maybe a smile. My dad and I finally talked, really talked, and I realized he was just a man, not a villain. My friend Tom, who'd known me since I collected toy cars, listened to my story and said, "Sound kind of deep." And he was right. I learned that adults mess up, that forgiveness is hard, that sometimes you fall in love with conversations, not people, and sometimes friendship means just sharing tea when the world feels like it's falling apart. You know, not every connection is meant to last forever. Some just teach you who you are. And sometimes the people you thought were the strangest turn out to be the most human. We all have secrets, regrets, and a need for forgiveness, even if it's just forgiving ourselves for not having all the answers. So what do you think? Is it ever really possible to leave the past behind? Or do we just learn to live with the truth and move forward, together or apart? If you've ever had a neighbor, a parent, or even just a summer that changed everything, I want to hear your story. Let's talk about forgiveness, about secrets, about what makes a community stronger, what tears it apart. Drop your thoughts below. Let's figure this out together.